Welcome to Module 6, Book Awards Assignment by Larissa Loper. The first award I'm going to cover today is the California Young Reader Medal Award. According to their website, this award is to encourage recreational reading of popular literature among young people. The students actually choose this award and the winners. The history of the award is that it started in 1974 in California, and the criteria for the selection of the award is that the California Young Reader Medal Committee receives recommendations from librarians, students, and teachers all over the state of California, who then read the books. That committee then examines how the books may interest young people and the qualities that each book offers to the readers, and then they choose which books will be nominated for the award. The committee then sends the list of nominees back to the librarians and teachers who present them to students. The students then read the books between the months of May to the following March, and they vote on their favorites from 5 different categories based on grade levels. Books for K through 3rd grades are the primary category. 3rd through 6th grades are the intermediate category. 6th through 9th grade are the middle school category, and 9th through 12th grade are young adults. Additionally, an award for a picture book for older students, older than 4th grade, is awarded. California students cast ballots, and then the tallied outcome is sent to the California Young Reader Medal Committee by April 1st. The books that will be awarded are honored and announced by the committee May 1st, and they receive a bronze medal. Here are some of the award recipients. I Must Betray You. That was for the 9th through 12th grade. Simon Sort of Says for the 6th through 9th middle grades. Then we have New From Here, which is for the intermediate 3rd through 6th grades. Cougar Crossing for the picture book for older students. And then Mel Fell, which was K through 3 grade primary award. After that award, we have the Newbery Award. All right, so the purpose of this award is that according to the American Library Association, the Newbery Medal is awarded annually by the Association for Library Service to Children, and that's a division of the ALA. They give that to the author of the most distinguished contribution to American literature for children that was published the year preceding the award year. So for example, if they were going to do the awards in 2024, the book would have been published in 2023. History of the award is that Frederick G. Melchor advocated for the American Library Association for an award specifically for children's literature, and he named it after a British bookseller named John Newbery. Librarians were thrilled at the idea of this award creation, and so the ALA approved the award. When the award was established, its official purpose was to do 3 things. First, to encourage original creative work in the field of books for children. Secondly, to emphasize to the public that contributions to literature for children deserves similar recognition to poetry, plays, or novels. And third, to give those librarians who make it their life's work to serve children's reading interests an opportunity to encourage good writing in this field. It was the first Children's Book Award in the United States, and it is also the most well-known now. The criteria for the selection of an award winner is pretty broad. It can be awarded to any author for the most distinguished contribution to American children literature, as I stated before. What that means, according to them, is that distinguished is marked by eminence or distinction and noted for significant achievement of conspicuous excellence and quality. When they say children's literature, that includes works that are intended for a potential audience of children up to the age of 14, and that displays respect for children's understandings, abilities, and appreciations. The author must be a citizen or a resident of America. It needs to have an American publisher, and it must be in the English language. It has to be an original work, so no compilations of works, no reprints or abridged versions. And all form of writing can be awarded, including fiction, nonfiction, and poetry. Selection for the award is made by a 15-member committee, and they are elected to serve a 2-year term that consists of, the 15 members consist of 8 who are elected by the members of the Association for Library Service to Children, 6 who are appointed by the Association for Library Service to Children members, and 1 appointed chair. Here are some recipients. The Last Map Maker. Then we have Maisie Chen's Last Chance, Free Water, and Evelise Explains It All. The third award I'm going to talk about is the Caldecott Medal. The purpose of this award is very similar to the Newbery Award because the Association for Library Service to Children wanted to also recognize the artist of the most distinguished American picture book for children. The history is that the same man, Frederick G. Melchor, who proposed that Newbery Award should award an author for writing children's literature, suggested that a second annual medal should be given to the artist of the most distinguished picture book of the previous year. He did that in 1937, and he named it in honor of the 19th century English illustrator Randolph J. Caldecott. Criteria for the selection of an award-winning book is that the illustrator must be a citizen or resident of America. The author doesn't need to be a citizen of America. Children ages 14 and younger are the intended audience of the book, and the picture book needs to have excellence in artistic technique, a clear interpretation of the story, theme, or concept that is given through the illustration. The style of the art needs to be appropriate and related to the story. There needs to be a delineation of story through the pictures, and the presentation needs to be appropriate to a child audience. Selection and composition of the committee who gives out the award is also a 15-member board, and they are elected and serve a 2-year term. The 15 members, again, consist of 8 who are elected by the members of the Association for Library Service to Children. 6 are appointed by the Association for Library Service to Children, and 1 appointed chair. Here are some recipients. Big, hot dog, and then some of literature's favorite books, The Snowy Day, Where the Wild Things Are, and one of my personal favorites, No, David. All right, next we have the Boston Globe Horn Book Award. The history and the purpose of this award is that beginning in 1967, the award was given to recognize and reward excellence in literature for children and young adults. It is now grown to be one of the most prestigious awards in children's literature, and it is revealed and announced in June of every year. The criteria for the selection of the books is that they are honored. The honored are published in the U.S., although the author and illustrator can come from any country. There are 3 categories. There's the picture book category, fiction and poetry category, and then nonfiction category. The selection and the composition of the committee is that there is an editor-in-chief for Horn Books, and they appoint an independent panel of 3 judges every year. Those judges then choose the recipient for the awards. The books are submitted by the publishers, who mail a copy of the book to each judge before mid-May. This past year was the first time publishers could submit an electronic version. However, they still have to mail that physical copy. The winners then attend an awards assembly that takes place in June. Here are some of the award recipients for the Boston Globe Horn Book Award. All burned, Ain't Burned All the Bright, excuse me, All My Rage, Blackbirds in the Sky, about the Tulsa race massacre. Next, we have the Tomas Rivera Book Award. The purpose of this award is to recognize books that accurately embody Mexican American lives and experience in the U.S. The history of this award is that it was founded by the Texas State University College of Education in 1955 to honor Dr. Tomas Rivera, who had attended the university. He graduated there with a Bachelor of Science and then with a Master's of Education, but he went on from there to get his PhD at Oklahoma University, and then he became the Chancellor of UC Riverside. He also published a considerable amount of books, and education was one of the things he valued the most. So he had advocated for Mexican American literature as he traveled throughout the US, Mexico, and Europe. He wrote about the lives of Mexican Americans who he viewed as persevering and formidable people. His writing's main focus was on the Mexican American farm working children because he wanted to inform others about the disturbing work and living conditions that Mexican Americans experienced in order to advocate for their change and to endorse education as a way to strengthen the presence of Mexican Americans in American society. Rivera is renowned throughout the Mexican American community for writing about the migrant experience, which had not been done before. Criteria for award winners is that books are intended for people aged 0 to 18. They may be nonfiction or fiction. They must feature exceptional writing and illustrations, and they must depict Mexican Americans honestly and accurately, with prolific portrayals of characters in the book and avoiding stereotypes. Books are selected by nominations that must be received November 1st of each year. Then the nominees are released to the author, illustrator, publisher, and public who accept the nomination, and then once they do so, the selections are whittled down by a regional committee. Then they are determined by a national committee and announced in February. They are formally celebrated and presented the next fall. If there are no nominations in a given year, then there is no award. Here are some of the recipients. Warrior Girl. We have Mexikid. Seed in the Sun. Tumble. My Two Border Towns. And I think I have one more. Bright Star. Okay, on to the next one. Last but not least is the Coretta Scott King Book Award. The purpose of this award is to commemorate the life of Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife, Coretta Scott King, and their fight for peace, brotherhood among men, and civil rights. They wanted to honor writing that reflects the historical and social experiences of Black people in the United States, African American culture, and universal human values through artwork and literature for young people. The history of the award is that at the American Library Association's annual conference, Mabel McKissick and Glendon Greer pioneered the creation of the award in 1969. The following year, in 1970, an author named Lily Patterson wrote a biography named Martin Luther King Jr., Man of Peace. It was the first award recipient. Since then, multiple other awards have been created under the award's umbrella. In 1974, the first illustrator was named a winner. In 1982, it officially became a recognized ALA award. In 1995, it they began the Steptoe Award, and in 2010, the Coretta Scott King Virginia Hamilton Award began. Criteria for the selection of award winners is that it's given to authors or illustrators. The other awards that are presented alongside the Coretta Scott King Award are given for various categories. One is called the Steptoe Award, and that is given to young authors and illustrators who show outstanding talent and a hopeful outlook for their future careers in writing literature. The other is awarded to an author or illustrator, and that is called the Coretta Scott King Virginia Hamilton Award for Lifetime Achievement. This is given during even years to those who have published multiple books that have made a significant and lasting literary contribution. Then in odd years, an award is given to an individual who has performed significant contributions of active engagement involving reading activities or programs with youth using African American literature. The winners are announced during the ALA Youth Media Awards during the ALA Midwinter meeting in January. Selection and composition of the committee for the award is called the Coretta Scott King Book Awards jury. It is 7 members that serve a total of 2 years, and they serve their terms at staggered times. For example, 3 members are appointed during odd years by the chair of the committee. Then 4 members are elected in even years by committee members. Here are some winners from 2023: Free Water and Standing in Need of Prayer. In 2021, Before the Ever After was awarded, and RESPECT, Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. That brings me to the end of the Book Awards presentation. I hope you learned some valuable information about the awards that you can use when you are at the library choosing a book to read and enjoy. Have a great day.